to contain it.
In the dark and airy halls of Mount Massive Asylum, there lurked a man named Chris Walker. He was a formidable figure, a former U.S. military police operative and Murkoff security guard who had found himself locked away as an inmate in the asylum. Chris Walker was no ordinary man. He possessed massive physical strength, peak human stamina, and great speed. His agility and martial arts skills made him a force to be reckoned with, but it wasn't just his physical attributes that set him apart. Chris was also highly intelligent thanks to his military training and enhanced senses. His vision was so keen that he could see in the darkest of places. Inside the asylum, chaos regained. Patrons and security guards alike trembled in fear at the mere mention of Chris Walker. He had developed a twisted hobby of killing and beheading inmates, leaving a trail of mutilation and terror in his wake. It was clear that Chris had lost touch with reality, becoming a delusional brute. However, there was a lingering question. What if Chris wasn't the true problem? Miles Upshur, a journalist who found himself trapped in the asylum, pondered this possibility in his notes. He wondered if Chris, with his mutterings about security protocols and containment, might actually be trying to fix the horrors that plagued the asylum. The truth about Chris Walker's past slowly came to light through a series of comments published by Red Barrel, the creators of the game. It was revealed that Chris had been hired as a security guard for the Murkoff Corporation after serving in the military police in Afghanistan. He had worked at the Spindletop Psychotherapy Clinic, a Murkoff facility aimed at helping war veterans cope with PTSD. However, something snapped in Chris's psyche, and he began brutally murdering his fellow inmates. When investigators were sent to the clinic to probe the murders, they encountered Chris, who had been monitoring the surveillance feeds. He showed them footage of the murdered veterans and gave them a glimpse of his immense strength. It became clear that Chris was good at violence and had a background in military police work. As the investigation unfolded, more gruesome details emerged. Chris's home was discovered to contain the heads of his victims, a chilling testament to his twisted desires. In the end, he was subdued and brought to a secret Murkoff facility for testing, rather than being handed over to the police. Months later, Chris resurfaced at Mount Massive Asylum, where he unleashed his fury upon anyone he deemed a potential host for the Wall Rider, a male violent entity that threatened to wreak havoc. The asylum became a blood-soaked battleground, with headless corpses strewn about as Chris attempted to maintain order in his deranged mind. Miles Upshur found himself pursued relentlessly by Chris Walker. Their encounters were filled with terror and brutality. Chris's strength and agility allowed him to chase Miles through the asylum's corridors. Smashing through doors and obstacles, he would catch glimpses of Miles, muttering to himself about containment and security protocols, as if driven by a twisted sense of duty. In the end, their deadly game of cat and mouse came to a climax in the underground lab of the asylum. Miles, realizing that he had been manipulated by his father and the cult that sought to unleash the Wall Rider, desperately tried to escape, but Chris Walker stood in his way, determined to put an end to the threat. As Miles opened a door, Chris emerged behind it, his massive form casting a shadow of impending doom. He grabbed Miles and threw him to the ground, ready to deliver the killing blow. But fate intervened in a most unexpected way. The Wall Rider, the very entity Chris had been trying to contain, came and killed Chris.